and the bench waving like it was.
Good afternoon, good evening, greetings, and welcome to today's webinar. We are on Deep Dive, Globally Changing Lives. And today is Tuesday, June 17, 2025. We are starting the webinar now with one of our lovely signature tunes, In It to Win It, by Queen Lerato Shadare. And Dr. Derek is going to play that for us. And please, we appreciate you, and we will be grateful if you pay special attention to the nonverbal communication of the music, images that are added to it by Dr. Derek. Thank you so much, and we welcome you once more. Over to you, Dr. Derek.
We are here Your next stop is Unpassive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. That was awesome. We appreciate all those extra things that you do to just embellish the music and the mission of Unpassive. Thank you. All right, we're moving to our mindset. And the mindset speaker for us today is none other than Dr. T. And she is the one and only who has written 4 books, and she has a lot of other things that she shares with us. Now, based on what Dr. Derek has shared with us, if you have any doubt about the books, I can direct you to go and take a look at it because it's all listed on the flyer that Dr. Derek shared. But she's not only an author, but she's also a talk show host and uh, an, uh, a s- an international speaker and life coach. Who is coming in? Life coach, and empowerment trainer. And she also is an editor of You Magazine. So please, these are all the things that she has to offer for us in case you are not aware and it's the first time that someone has asked you to join and you're here with us either live or in the future. Dr. T is a very well-renowned person within her community and the community of Unpassive. And she's going to be our mindset speaker for the day. And she's been with us religiously and talks about a lot of things. So please, she has so many topics that she shares with us. And today, the topic that she has is don't waste time on these 7 types of people when you're trying to build wealth. And only her alone, as the presenter, knows what those people are that she would encourage us to avoid. So thank you so much, and let's welcome with open arms Queen Dr. T. Oh, you look gorgeous. I love that hairdo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving us your time always.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here today, and I really hope that you all will get a lot out of this message because when I chose this topic, I talk about this all the time, especially to Queen Tony. She can tell you, I'm always talking about this type of topic. So I thought that I will share this with you. And again, Queen Debbie, the hostess with the mostest. Thank you so much for your elaborate introduction, and Dr. Derek for this platform. And as Dr. Benny would say, we just give praise and honor to our God, because if it weren't for Him, none of us would be here. So, without further ado, let me start right now my message. Again, the message is entitled "Don't Waste Time on These 7 Types of People When You Are Trying to Build Wealth." Let me ask you all a question. I want you to think about this. If I was in person in front of you all, I would have you raise your hands, a show of hands, to let me know where you are in your life in this aspect. How many of you, and just you don't have to raise your hand, just think about it. How many of you truly consider yourselves true wealth builders? I want you to think about that. Think about that. Are you a wealth builder? Are you someone who is strategically working on building wealth? Are you someone who is strategically and mindfully desiring to leave a legacy for your children, your grandchildren, and so on? Are you someone who strategically has a respect for money? Like I always tell you that money is a living thing, it's a living entity, and you have to respect it. Are you someone who does that? If you've answered yes to those questions, then you're well on your way to being a wealth builder. Now, let me tell you this. The Word of God tells us to be mindful of the company that we keep. And I wonder why he says that. And I believe that that message is not just for social issues, but I believe it also pertains to wealth building. So when you're building wealth, you must also consider who is in your inner circle, what people are going to contribute to your wealth building, and who is going to contribute to possibly your financial demise. So today, I want to share with you 7 types of people that I implore you to avoid. And if these people are in your life, and most of you could probably say, yeah, I know a person like that. Yeah, I know a person like that. Yeah, I know a person like that. And if you do, it may be harder than you think. Maybe it might be a parent. I hate to say it. Maybe it might be a parent. Maybe it's a sibling. Maybe it's a person, a friend that you've had since childhood. Maybe it's an associate. Maybe it might be a coworker. But whatever status they hold in your life, you must consider having a way out in terms of interacting with this type of person. Why do I say this? Because you want to protect yourself. You want to protect yourself mentally. You want to protect yourself physically. And you want to protect your financial situation. And in order to do that, you must stay away, get away from these 7 type of people that I am going to describe to you. So if you're taking notes, I want to start off. I'm not going to do all 7 today because I know we have another speaker and I want to be mindful of the time. So I'm going to just give you 4 today and give you the rest next week if that's okay. But the first one, and I know you all have heard of this, the first type of individual that you all need to avoid is the moocher. Anybody heard of a moocher? Moochers. Anybody heard of a moocher? You shaking your head, Debbie? You know any moochers? Moochers, okay? Moochers, they chronically request financial assistance, expect others to subsidize their lifestyle, or create increasingly difficult to break dependencies. Know anybody like that? Unlike someone experiencing temporary hardship, moochers show no genuine effort to improve their financial situation and often use emotional manipulation to exploit your generosity. I see you shaking your head. There you go. At least we have one person in the house who can relate to what I'm saying. Okay? All right. Now, a moocher, my goodness. There are people who, think about it. These are people who don't take responsibility financially. They're the ones who wear designer clothes. They go out there and spend the money the way they want to. And they know that you're a kind-hearted person. They know that you have money. They know that you are trying to build your wealth and do the right things and make the right choices. But they just haphazardly spend their money. And they'll come to you to help you pay the rent, to help you pay a car note. Because what do? They mismanage their money. They mismanage their money. And every time they get an opportunity, they're going to come to you and asking you for help. And they don't have any regard for what your goals are because they don't care. They don't have a respect for money. They don't honor money. All they want to do is get over it. I would call them their users. They're users. Boogers are people who are users. But wealth builders, they distinguish between genuine emergencies. That's what you have to do. See, when you are dealing with a moocher, you have to be able to distinguish if you are a true wealth builder. What is an emergency? What is something to people? It's a difference between having a need and a person who's truly needy. A person who has a need, it may be something temporary. Maybe it might be a situation where an unexpected bill came up and they had their budget, and maybe the emergency fund was not as big as they wanted it to be, but something very unexpected came up and they had to go and spend more money than they had. And they come to you for help. And they really do manage their money and they really are concerned about doing the right thing. But just this particular day, they just don't have enough. That's a temporary need. But a moocher is always in need. They're always in need. They don't manage their money and they're always looking to find somebody they can take advantage of. That's what they do. They take advantage of people because they are going to make sure that they're not going to be responsible when it comes down to their finances. All right? So when you are trying to build wealth, you've got to be able to discern, is this an emergency? In fact, ask yourself, it may be an emergency to them, but is it an emergency to you? You have to be able to find out, ask yourself, do I want to get involved with this person's life knowing that they are not responsible? I remember years ago, God gave me a formula, and I may have shared it with you already. He made the statement, he said, Tunishai, He said, when you give, make sure that you're using wisdom. So he gave me a formula, and it goes like this: compassion minus wisdom equals foolishness. Let me say that again. There's nothing wrong with having compassion, but if you don't have wisdom in giving, you're going to end up being very foolish, and you're going to find yourself being without, because a moocher is going to take you down to their level. You don't go up to them. You don't go up. You come down, and that's their goal. They take pride in seeing you fail. They take pride in seeing you not have wealth, because they don't build wealth. Therefore, they don't want to see you with it. So number one, this is one of the persons, the first one I want to share with you all. This is the person that you want to avoid at all costs. Number one, a moocher. Number two, and I know you all have heard this expression, the crab in the bucket mentality. The crab in the bucket mentality. The crab in the bucket phenomenon describes individuals who actively prevent others from achieving success. Like crab, you know how crabs are in the bucket? When one gets to the top, another crab pulls it down. You understand that mentality? There are people who are like that. These people feel threatened by your ambitions, responding with criticism, discouragement, and attempts to undermine your efforts through mocking frugal habits, questioning your investment decisions, discouraging business building, or suggesting your goals are unrealistic. That's a person who has that crab in the bucket mentality. They do not want to see you succeed. They're not succeeding, therefore, they don't want to see you succeed. When surrounded by individuals with a scarcity mentality, and Dr. Derek has been teaching all this for the last couple of weeks, when you surround yourself with a person with a scarcity mentality and fear of success, their limiting beliefs unconsciously influences their thinking. Wealth builders protect their mental environment by seeking relationships with people who share their vision for growth and understand that achievement requires calculated risk and unconventional choices that others might not support. And that's a crab in the bucket mentality. People who do not support your vision, people who do not support your purpose, and they are willing to go to any lengths to bring you down. That's a person who has that crab in the bucket mentality. Think about that. Do you know anybody around you that has expressed openly, or you try to have an ideal, you want to go forward in your life, you make certain investments? Oh, why are you doing that? Oh, that's too volatile. You don't want to do that. You don't want to invest in cryptocurrency. You don't want to invest in that matrix business. You don't want to do that. Oh, no, 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 no. You don't want to. No, don't go that way. That doesn't work. That vision's too big. You're never going to attain that. You ever meet people like that, and they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. They really believe in their hearts that they're helping you, but deep down inside, maybe it's an unconscious thing. They're thinking to themselves, "Wow, I wish I had that kind of strength. I wish I had that kind of tenacity." And I'm really jealous that I cannot think like that. That I don't build myself up like that. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure I hold this person back. And again, I don't know if you know anybody like that, but if you know someone like that, do whatever you can to keep that person at bay. You do not want to be around a person who has that crab in the bucket mentality. So that's the second one that I want to share with you all today. Number two, the crab in a bucket mentality. Number three, the big ballers, those who live beyond their means. Know anybody like that? Hey, they're driving around in the flashy cars. They have the designer clothes on. They have the bling bling. They have the bling bling. I see you. I see you, Debbie. They have the bling bling going on. Diamonds, gold wrapped around the necks and everything, around the wrist and everything. Earrings, gold in the teeth. Oh yeah, they're living large. But if you look at their bank account, if you look at their financial situation, they're broke. These people are truly broke. They don't have a savings. Their checking account is probably, they live from check to check. So by the time the third or fourth day when they get paid, they're broke. They don't have any investments. And probably they might be living out of their cars. And they have that payday loan for every week. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. But they look the part. When you look at it, you're like, wow, look at her. She's got it going on. Every time I see her, she got the bling going on. She drives a nice car. But you just don't know. Every day they go home saying, wow, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to even pay next month's car note? Let's know. How am I going to even pay my mortgage? Oh my goodness. Why? Because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Those are people you want to avoid. It's a mental stress. They may not be pulling on you per se, but just think about looking at people like that, and especially if they're in your family. Maybe somebody that may be a friend to you, and you know that they're in hot water. You know that they're drowning financially. That's a mental strain on you. See, again, they may not necessarily be in your pocket, but think about what they're doing to you mentally. And they're certainly not encouraging you. So you want to stay away from people who call themselves they're big ballers. Oh yeah, I've got it going on. But deep down inside, they do not. They do not. They have that mentality of keeping up with the Joneses. They have not been taught to understand the importance of wealth building. They have not been taught the importance of being frugal and having a budget. They have not been taught the importance of investing and leaving a legacy for the next generation. They don't live like that. It's all for the moment. It's all about the appearance. They're very materialistic. These people are always in debt. These people are always depressed. And these people always have health issues. Because why? Because they're stressed out. But they're going to give you the appearance that they have everything together. So those are the big ballers. Those are people that you want to avoid. Again, they may not necessarily be in your pocket per se. But when you look at their situation and you know that they're stressing and you know that they're not paying their bills and you know that they're living above their means, that does something to you. That's not helping you psychologically when you're around people like that. So you want to be able to avoid, because again, that can rub off on you. I'm not saying that you're going to be a big baller and you're going to become materialistic, but when it happens psychologically, that affects you because you realize that this is the person who's not going to be able to see into what I'm doing. They're not encouraging me to be wealth building. What they're doing, they're bringing me down psychologically because I'm looking at how they live their lives. And it's not a good thing. So you want to be able to avoid the big ballers, those who are living beyond their means. And the last one that I want to share with you all today is the drama queens and kings. All right, now, the drama queens and the kings. All right. Drama queens and kings, they thrive on chaos and emotional instability, creating environments incompatible with wealth building. They have constant crisis. They have relationship troubles. Know anybody like that? Employment issues, legal problems that consume time, energy, and financial resources while impairing decision-making abilities essential for complex financial choices. These are the people who go through life making very poor choices. They make very poor choices. The drama queens and kings. Do you know anybody like that? Every time you turn around, there's a crisis. Every time you turn around, they have some kind of legal battle. They're always in toxic relationships. Okay, they're just, their lives are just out of sync, and for some reason they don't even realize it's a problem because they're so used to have such a haphazard life. They're used to it. It becomes comfortable for them. They don't realize that this doesn't make sense, but that's how they live their lives. There's always drama going around them. So what's going on? What's going to happen with you? What's it going to do? It's going to psychologically, it's going to emotionally, and it's going to physically affect you, especially when it comes down to your wealth building. Because these people who have legal problems, relationship problems, and all these other problems, employment problems, what are they going to do? They're going to be looking to you. Oh wow, Queen Debbie, I'm in this relationship and he took all my money. Can you help me pay my rent? But you made a decision to be with this guy. Well, yeah, I know, but I'm in love with him. This is the third guy you had in 5 months. Oh, I know. I let him go. But that's okay. But can you help me out? They're drama queens. They're drama queens. They always pull on you. Another example. Let's say you meet some guy. This is to the ladies. This is really good illustration. You meet a guy and you are dating and you're feeling this guy and you feel he's the right one, and then all of a sudden he needs a loan. He needs a loan. And you ask him, well, I thought you were working. What's going on with your money? Oh, girl, something came up unexpectedly. I got some legal problems and I got to pay this loan and everything. So can you help me out? What about your friends? What about going to your friends? Oh, yeah, I went to my friends. Wait a minute. I just met you. Why should I give you a loan? We haven't known each other 3 months. Why are you trying to borrow money from me? Those are the kind of people that you want to be able to stay away from. Okay, because they live their lives in chaos. That's how they thrive. They have no respect for money, and they end up not having any respect for you. They thrive on the mess. That's how they live their lives. You, as a wealth builder, you have to be able to establish clear boundaries with dramatic personalities. These have dramatic personalities, and you have to learn to stay away from these type of people. Understanding that emotional stability and mental clarity are prerequisites for financial success. Let me say it again. Understanding that emotional stability and mental clarity are prerequisites for financial success. You are not going to be successful financially if you find yourself mentally challenged. Your mental state, that's your mind. That's your mind state, right? You talk about your mind, you talk about the state of mind, you talk about your mindset. All that plays a very important role. That's why the Word of God tells us to be mindful of the company that we keep. And that is especially important when it comes down to our wealth building. You do not want to be around people who are like crabs in the bucket. You do not want to be around people who are moochers. You do not want to be around people who are the big ballers. They live beyond their means. And you don't want to be around drama queens and kings because what they're going to do, they're going to try to get you off of your plan. And I promise you, when you're in a situation like that, it is more likely that they can pull you down than you can pull them up. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the law of gravity. Like, it's easier to come down than it is to go up. So the best thing to do is to avoid those kind of people. If you truly want to build wealth, if you truly want to move forward and leave a legacy for your family, if you truly want to enjoy your life, stay away from the 4 type of people that I just shared with you. And when you do that, you'll be well on your way to being a successful wealth builder. My name is Dr. T, and thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was just outstanding, exceptionally outstanding. Wow, Dr. T, you nailed it again. This new topic is just what I don't think there's anyone listening YouTube or here who has not experienced any of those 4, be it a crab in the bucket or what. No, all of us have experienced one or the other. Thank you. I can't wait to hear the remaining 3 come next week. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm so grateful. You keep coming up with these lovely topics, and they're so educational, and it's just a reminder of what we should be mindful of. We should not lose track of all these people that we are surrounded with. Most of them, believe me, are friends, close ones who feel you're successful, and they try to take advantage of your generosity because at one point or another you've been generous. So they
Yes.
find every means to turn around and come with like sympathetic excuses so you can bow down, cave in, and
Yes.
release. And once you do that, they keep coming back because they think you've forgotten about it. And if they come back after some time, yes, you still release that bucket to them. But anyway, thank you. This is awesome. Yes, Queen Dr. Tony.
Wonderful presentation. And as you were going through, yes, I always ran into moochers. It was it was unreal. I mean, it was a single mom, and she had 2 boys, and they were friends of my son. And she was always short on her rent. So I would loan her money for her rent. And one day, this was going on until the third month when before she was short the third month, she was bragging about how she had found these really nice shoes and suits for her boys, and they were on sale and all of that. And then a week after that, she says, I'm a little short on my rent. Could you help? And I said, her name was Patty. And I said, well, Patty, if you hadn't have bought the shoes and the clothes for your boys, you wouldn't be short on rent. And I know they dress well. So it wasn't like they needed those shoes and clothes. And I ended up having to tell her, this will be the last time. Okay. So I helped her that last time. And after that, when she tried to come at me again, and I said, I can't help you. This is it. I can't help you. And it's been years since we last spoke. So you're so right. And even looking out for the other two types or three types that you had mentioned. And I thank God for you because you bring out so many things dealing with change of mindset and looking out for trouble and how to avoid trouble and building yourself up and changing your mindset about a lot of things in business and in your life. So I thank God for you, Dr. T, and you're such a big blessing to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Tony. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Tony. Did Patty ever pay you back for those 3 months before she stopped talking to you? I'm just curious.
No, she couldn't afford to.
That's not true. She has the money. She just chose not to give it back to you. She has it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's unfair, taking advantage of your generosity, as I mentioned earlier. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your input. I want to take this opportunity once more to welcome everyone. Queen Tony, Dr. Derek, Queen Roslyn, Queen Violet, Brother Edgar, Queen Dr. T, Brother Carlton, Dr. Benny, Sister Doris, Queen JW, Queen Rosanna, Queen Mary Wilson, Queen Lily Lane, Queen Nadu, Queen Janet, Queen Mary Wilson, and Brother Kumaran. We welcome you to tonight's webinar. And after Queen JW, we're going to move to the next topic. Over to you, Queen JW. Good evening and welcome.
Yes, good evening to everyone everywhere. Yeah, thank you so much, Queen Debbie. Nice to see you. I love your hat. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Dr. T. Yes, of course, like Queen Debbie said, you nailed it again. As always, you bring the topics that sometimes the things that we tend to overlook and just keep on allowing ourselves to be abused by others, because that's what it turns out to be, abuse after a while. So we so appreciate you, like Queen Dr. Tony said, because you bring the topics home that we really need to hear over and over again, so we can make the necessary changes and surround ourselves with people that's going somewhere, instead of people who are pulling us down. And they prevent us from leaving that legacy that we want to leave behind for our children and grandchildren, or even just ourselves, to do something, give something back to the community. So those three are definitely things I know I have experienced them for sure, because I feed into people and you help them, and then sometimes turn out to be enemies. Like Queen Dr. Tony said, her friend never end up talking to her just because she put her foot down and said no. And I know in other webinars, other topics, you said it's okay to say no. We hear no a lot at times as children. Your mother say, no, don't do that. No, to stop that. And when we become adults, it's like we're afraid to say no. But sometimes you have to say no. And you're right. We have to surround ourselves with people that is going somewhere so we won't be distracted from our goals and our dreams. So thank you so much. We appreciate you so much and we love you.
Thank you so much, JW. Thank you so much, Queen JW. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Queen JW. We appreciate you too. It's good. It's great seeing you, and keep taking care of the grandkids. And I'm going to, at this stage, pass it over to Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, happy Father's Day. You guys know that Father's Day is every day, right? To me. Brother Carlton, you're daddy, right? They say any man that beats a woman is not a daddy. That's right. Oh, yeah. But why? Why will you take your hands to touch a woman? You say, oh, it's my wife because I paid the bride price. It doesn't work that way. Queen JW. I just want to take this moment to thank each and everyone coming here. Thank you. Most importantly, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us this evening. You guys noticed that a lot of people within this company, they left, which means that they're gone for good. That means they died. A lot of people. But you are here, right? Why are you here? Because God wants you to be here this evening. I just want to thank God for everything. When you guys have the time, let us pray. Pray for those who are under the weather. There are a lot of our people here. And we also want to pray that things work out for us within this company so that we can start yielding the dollars, right? I want to take this moment to thank our Queen Dr. T. Thank you so much for this mindset. Your mindset touches a lot of people, and it's something that is really happening. You know that? It is happening in this world. The drama queens and kings, somebody taking your money or taking advantages of you, just like our Queen Pastor Antoinette Coleman said. Yes, but I will ask, first month, second month, third month, you still giving the money? I will not. Because God gave us hands, right, to walk. But you cannot keep depending upon others. I would say astonishing mindset. Queen Dr. T, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Debbie, for the opportunity.
If the First Lady cannot have the opportunity, who else will? All those prayers that you've been praying for the past, 5, 6 years? 6 years. Yeah. 2025. Yeah. 5, 6 years. And one day we will remember. Thank you. We appreciate you. And without you, we cannot stay protected. We stay protected because you make it so and you make it happen. And you've been doing this every year and you've continued to do it. So be it 2021, 22, 23, 24, and now 25, Queen and Sister Dr. Benny has been preaching every Tuesday on Deep Dive and all other forums that she's been invited to talk about cybersecurity and how to stay protected. She is a very highly experienced individual with a PhD in her field in cybersecurity. And if you have any doubt about anything regarding cybersecurity, this is the right person to go to. We appreciate you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny, for your time, your dedication, and the research you make religiously week after week to share with us about how to stay protected. You know, we have learned so much from you. I personally, so I do not take it for granted when you come in to speak. Please, let's pay attention to DrBenny as she presents to us today on how to stay protected in 2025 and the years beyond. Over to you, sis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate this. Let me turn off this phone. Sorry. Turn it off. All right. So today, as you all know, yes, or should I say every week, something else comes up. I just want to first of all appreciate knowing that you guys understood what I have been preaching when it comes to protecting yourself. I notice a lot of like Queen Rosalind and the rest, you guys bring stories upon stories of what has transpired. And because you guys learn, like something that I went and did my research, and it is really happening out there. So today, it's still going to be about security, but this one is about the cyber crime and its challenges in a digital era. So with the digital era, it is also known as digital age, which refers to the period in humans' history, which has been characterized in the widespread use in the integration of digital technology in various aspects of life. So it marks the significant shift from traditional analog through the digital ones, and with the fundamental transformation, how we communicate, how we work, and how we interact around each and everyone or around the world. So this era begins to take the whole end, right, of the 20th century with the emerging microscopic and consumer computing. So if you guys don't mind, I am going to at least share my screen to talk a little bit about the cybercrime as well as its challenges. Thank you. Sister Debbie Star. Let me see. Sister Debbie, you good? All right. All right. The rise of digital technology, it has brought many benefits to the society, but it has also created newer challenges as well. You know, there's always a challenge wherever you go, whatever you do, particularly in the area of cybersecurity. Now, the cybercrime has become more increasingly prevalent issue in recent years. Now, with that, when it comes to this, we say the cyber criminals, they are also using internet, right? They are committing crimes. I am not lying. This has created legal challenges for governments as they attempt to keep pace with the technological advancement and evolving the nature of the cybercrime. So the legal challenges in the digital era is multifaceted, as it involves not only the development of new laws and the regulations to combat the cyber crimes, but also the enforcement of these laws in an ever-changing technological landscape. Now, the law enforcement, as we all know, is happening most of the time. The way I look at this country, we really need to abide. We need to follow the law. So the law enforcement agencies must stay up to date with the latest tools and techniques used by the cyber criminals in order to ensure they can effectively investigate and what? Prosecute these crimes. So, however, it has also brought new challenges, one of which is the rise of cybercrime. Cybercrime is any criminal activities that is committed using what? The digital devices or the internet, as you all know. Example of cyber crimes include what? Hacking. We have talked about that. Identity theft, yes. Cyber stalking and phishing. We have been talking about phishing as well when it comes to the phishing emails, which I did advise you all that when an email is sent to you, you don't know that particular individual. Even if I send an email to you and ask you to click or, like to click the attachment, right? Or for you to download that attachment, you need to first of all call me to find out whether it's me, because a lot of people can disguise themselves and say that, oh, DrBenny is the one that sent it, which is not true. But you need to call me first, right? So cybercrime presents what is significant legal challenges because it is often difficult to trace especially when it involves what? Cross-border activities. So one of the most significant challenges in prosecuting cybercrime is the issue of jurisdiction. Now, cyber criminals can what? They can operate from anywhere in the world. You all know that, making it difficult for law enforcement agencies to determine which country laws apply to the crime. Now, this is particularly relevant in case where the perpetrator and the victim are located in different countries, now leading to legal complexities and delays in the investigation and prosecution of the case. So another challenge is that it is tackling the cybercrime is the issue of anonymity. So cyber criminals often operate under what? Let me say through the servers. There are a lot of servers, right? They will go inside that server just to try to track information, dig into information. So making it not difficult for you to identify them. Now, in some cases, some of those criminals, they may even use what? Identity of innocent people to commit crimes. Yes, they are doing it at the moment. Now, making it what? Challenging for the law enforcement agency in order to determine who is really the actual perpetrator. Now, to tackle these challenges, government and law enforcement agencies are working towards developing now more robust legal framework and international cooperation to combat the cybercrime. Now, in recent years, several laws and regulations have been introduced to address various forms of cybercrime. For instance, in the United States, this country, right, has several laws, you all know that, in place to tackle cybercrimes, including the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and the Electronic Communication Privacy Act. In this article, we will get more information on that. So one of the biggest challenges is prosecuting the cybercrime is its international nature. To address these challenges, many countries have developed international agreement and protocol now for combating the cybercrime. An example will be the Council of Europe Convention on Cybercrime is legally binding the international treaty that provide what? The frameworks for cooperation among countries in investigating and prosecuting cybercrimes. The treaty includes what? The provision for critical infrastructure and the criminalization of what? Specific cybercrime and what? The facilitation of international. So everything international. It can be here, it can be in Africa, it can be Europe, wherever. In order for us, for all the law enforcement to cooperate, right? When it comes to investigation. So, when it comes to the international nature of cybercrime, even with the international agreement in place, the investigations and the prosecutions of the cybercrime across borders can be slow and complex. So we do have there are different legal system and cultural norm that can affect how evidence is collected and evaluated, which can impact the success of prosecution. Additionally, difference in languages, as you all know, in different countries, some speak English, some speak German, you have French, you have Chinese. So they have to sit and cooperate to see how they can work together and to understand what is going on when it comes to cybercrime. So another legal challenge is prosecuting the cybercrime is the nature of the digital evidence, which can easily be altered. It can easily be deleted, right? It makes it again difficult to prove the guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Furthermore, the sheer of volumes of the digital evidence that is often evolved in cybercrime investigation, it can be overwhelming and what? Time consuming, right? So in order to address what is going on when it comes to challenges for the law enforcement agency, they have developed certain techniques and tools for collecting and analyzing the digital evidence, right? So an example, we talk about the digital forensics, which is the branch of forensic science that involve what? In order to recover the analysis of the digital evidence. Now, it often involve what? The use to specialized software. You have software and you have hardware in order to extract that data from the digital devices as well as the network. However, even with the specialized tool and technique, right, the admissibility of the digital events or evidence in court can be very complex issue that it requires what? Careful attention to the rules of evidence. Now, when it comes to the challenges, right, the jurisdiction is another legal challenges in prosecuting cybercrime. Jurisdiction refers to the authority of the court or other legal body to hear. They have to hear, and then they will now decide about the case. Now, in this context of the cybercrime, jurisdiction can be complex because the cyber criminals can what? Operate from anywhere in the world, and their victims may be located in multiple jurisdictions. Now, in some cases, some of the cyber criminals deliberately target victims in the jurisdiction with weak cyber laws. Yes, or law enforcement capabilities. Now, this can make it what? Very difficult to seek justice for law enforcement agency in order to prosecute the cyber criminals. Additionally, some countries may be reluctant now to cooperate in the cybercrime investigation or extradition, especially in what? The cybercrime, which is seen politically motivated. As you all, we have a lot to talk about, but we will not. So the attack was difficult in the international when it comes to international group of media organization who found the evidence of what is going on when it comes to phones of several prominent figures. Now, something happened with the malware that was able to access and steal that data on your phone, people's phone, including messages and emails. Now, the attack was widely seen as well the infringement on privacy and the human right, and raised question about the regulations of spyware and the rules of companies like NSO. So this is really something that happened with the spyware scandal in India, right? The Indian government, things are happening. The Indian government did something, they denied for the involvement of such attacks, which we don't really want to talk about it. So when it comes to cybercrime, again, it poses what is significant challenges to the law enforcement agency in a digital era. Now, the jurisdiction issue associated with the cybercrime makes it what? Challenging to identify and prosecute the perpetrator. However, the introduction of this new law of the regulation, as well as the increase of international cooperation, is essential, right, in addressing the challenges of cybercrime. As the technology continues to evolve, governments and organizations, they must remain what? Vigilant. And what do they have to do? Work together towards developing more and more robust legal frameworks in order to tackle the cybercrime. Yes, as you all know, this is where I got my information from, and thank you all for listening. You're muted, Sister Debbie.
Thank you very much, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. As always, you always nail it. Short, sweet, straight to the point. All right, we're not too many of us here, actually 18 compared to when we started, and everyone has been steadfast. So I was just going to call on hands up for questions and comments for Queen Benny's presentation, and she's going to again do her thing as always. I see Queen JW's hand is up. Queen JW, as always, the biggest supporter, like everyone else on the forum. Thank you, Queen JW.
You're welcome, Queen Debbie. Amazing again, Dr. Benny. I mean, you're here to keep us safe. You're here to keep us aware of this cyber crimes. And now I think you're right. It's very challenging. It's not only challenging for the cyber representatives that, try to make sure, keep an eye or stay abreast of everything that's going on, but it's just challenging for corporations. It's challenging for us as like we don't have a choice. We're part of the era. And so with you bringing this information to us, it brings about awareness, and it helps us to secure ourselves to the best of our ability. But these cyber, I feel like when they went to this era, that I think they didn't look in at all that could take place, and now it's very challenging. It's challenging for us who use their internet or our phones. It's almost like we're not safe anywhere. We have to really, and thank you so much, Dr. Benny, for helping us to protect ourselves, because when you lose your identity, you have to pay to get, you don't get your same identity back for sure. When you get hacked and when you lose your credentials, it's we that going to pay the price. the criminals, they're so hard to even catch these criminals. You know, they get away with a lot. I'm telling you, they get away with a lot when it comes to digital technology. They really get away. I mean, they're internet thieves. You know, they have upgraded, and they upgraded great. I mean, they have chosen a magnificent career because they can get away with it. They can impersonate people. They can use innocent people, like Dr. Benny stated, and they do. You know, usually some people say, "Oh, you send me a friend request." If you're my friend already, why would I send you another friend request? That's a red flag. That's an alert. You know, and a lot of this goes on. You know, or they tell you, I've been trying to be your friend for quite some time. Could you please send me a friend request? That again is fishy. Because if you want to be someone's friend, you have to be the one to request it, not you request them, and you're not their friend. You don't even know them from Adam to Eve. So we got to be very careful of these tactics that the cyber criminals use, and we cannot take it for granted. You know, a lady was telling me today that um she got involved with these people on the internet, and she said they seem to be godly. I said, even those come in wolves come in sheep clothing. And they probably told her she could get this big amount of money, and in her current situation that she's in, she's vulnerable and maybe want to try it because of her predicament. But I said, don't do that. They're going to gather and get information from you, even though she looked like she shared an account with them already. So she's somewhat involved a little already. She went there. And all they do is try to retrieve information. I say, they're supposed to get hold of your bank account. You might give them one, but they're probably going to use your voice. They ask you questions where you can say yes, and then they're going to use that when they go and set up to attack your account from your bank, from your bank. So you got to be so careful. First it was the phone, but now the telephone, your homeland, your landline. But now they can get you on your computer, on your phone. It is really scary. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny, for just bringing all this info to us. It's really important. Thank you, thank you, thank you that for the time you take and your effort and your love for your fellow ambassadors. We thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen JW. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. You're always here to support me. And because you know what is going on in this world when it comes to cybercrime, when it comes to these hackers, and when it comes to these phishing emails, right? They are dealing with us, identity theft, everything. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my sister.
Thank you, Queen JW, and I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Benny. Dr. Benny, I get for go.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Well, I believe since we don't have any, I'm going to ask Queen Dr. T for her closing remarks.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yes, Dr. Benny, in my chat, I just want to let you know that I really do appreciate the information that you give us. It is truly appreciated, and you are truly the expert. I have to apologize. This is a lot of this is a little over my head. This is not my expertise, but like every week after week, you come with the information. You challenge us to make sure we stay safe, and that's being a jewel. You're a jewel, and we appreciate you being on this platform. So I just want to let you know that I truly appreciate your time, your effort, and your knowledge. Thank you. My
Thank you.
closing statement, again, understand this, that building wealth requires protecting your most valuable resources. What is that? Your time, your energy, and mental clarity. Let me say that again because I want you to make sure you get this. Building wealth, we're talking about wealth. Building wealth requires protecting your most valuable resources. What is that? Time, is a valuable resource. Your energy is a valuable resource. And mental clarity. I just shared 4 out of the 7 personality types that represent significant threats, derailing even well-planned financial strategies, that we need to stay away from these type of people. By identifying these patterns early and establishing appropriate boundaries, you create an environment supporting your wealth building efforts. Choosing relationships wisely. When you choose relationships wisely, seek those who share your vision for financial success. And don't hesitate to distance yourself from influences that consistently undermine your progress. Your financial future depends on what you do with your money and who you spend your time with along the journey. And when you remember that, I promise you, you are well on your way to being a successful wealth builder. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. T. Thank you so. We appreciate you, and we believe that next week you'll bring more, because we are this particular webinar. We are learning a lot from one another, and I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate you too. Very much so. Thank you.
Thank you.
I enjoy being here.
All right, I'm going to give my own closing remarks. So, when it comes to these cyber crimes and its challenges, as well as in the digital era, when it comes to this digital era, you have the digital age, you have the cyber crime, which it has emerged as a critical threat affecting individuals like you and I, the businesses, and the government worldwide, right? Now, when the rapid growth of the internet usage online, you guys do understand there's always online transaction. We do have a lot, some of our brand ambassadors or friends that they don't want to go to the market to purchase anything. They just want to purchase everything online. Everything is online, being lazy as well. So, with the online transaction and the digital communication, the criminals have developed increasingly sophisticated method, like including what, as we talk about the phishing, we have the ransomware, we have identity theft, and the data breaches. Now, these crimes, it does exploit the vulnerability. Now, when I talk about vulnerability, it's weakness. There's always weakness in something, right? With these vulnerabilities in the technology, the user's behavior, like you and I, and the system weaknesses. Now, when the challenges occur, it is combating the cyber crime, right? Which are vast, very big. Now, when it comes to the law enforcement agencies, they often struggle to keep peace, or should I say pace, with constantly evolving tactics now of hackers who frequently they operate across the international borders, right? Now, additionally, many organizations, like our organization, should I say financial institution, the government, lack adequate cybersecurity measures, right? And train personnel. There are a lot of them, they don't want to use that money to train people. They don't. And then this is what is happening, that people are constantly crying because of what is happening out there, right? What should I say? Lack of what? Cyber security measures, right? Or train personnel in order to prevent when it comes to response effectively in the when it comes to those attacks, people attacking. So the legal system also face difficulties in prosecuting cyber criminals, which is due to what? The jurisdiction issues, outdated laws, as you know. Now, cyber crimes in the digital era, they poses what? A significant and growing threat that demands what? A coordinated global response. Now, it is essential for government, for businesses and individuals like you and I to invest in advanced cybersecurity technologies in order to foster public awareness, for people to know what is going on, and to support the international cooperation in cybersecurity enforcement. Now, only through the collective vigilance and the innovations that can a society hope to reduce the risk, and in order to impact what is going on with the cybercrime in our increasingly connected world. We need to work together. We need to, let me say, if I'm the CEO, I will search for that money and train my employees. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters, my queens and kings, for listening. As we all know, let us be vigilant. Thank you. All right. Now, as you know, we will be closing, and I believe hopefully Dr. Derek is gonna be ready in the next 2 minutes before we close, because we will soon have what? The after party. But first, I want to thank each and everyone. I want to thank our viewers, those who are viewing on the YouTube. I want to thank each and everyone coming here in this amazing deep dive. As you all know, on Mondays, every Monday, we have Queen Miriam, right, for the mindset. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have deep dive. And then on Thursday again, we do have All Passion, which I think is at 8 o'clock, or 8 or 9 a.m. King Kumaran knows about it. I believe he will talk more and more when the time comes. And then we do have the Yvonne, as brother Dr. Derek said, Duplicoop. They do have their own webinar on Monday through Friday, I believe from 1 o'clock, 1 to 2. Then on Sundays, we have Deep Dive at 12:30. So when you guys have the time, come and listen. If you have the free time, just come and listen and try to learn from one another. Thank you all for listening. I would like our brother, Dr. Derek, our king, to please close the YouTube. Thank you, and stop the recording, please.
Recording stopped.
Perfect. All right. As we all know, for the after party,